Well, Ahmed Gulak joins us this morning. He is the essay to the President on political matters. He joins us from our Abuja studios. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. But yes, indeed, we've seen comments here and there about what you've said about the amendments being put forward by the Senate. But, you know, you have people who also think that, well, what's the crux of this matter? Because if the President initially will support this idea, what's different now?
Although I have not heard you well, but you are asking a question. If the President supported the idea initially, what's the difference now?
If he muted it at the initial stage, remember this single term, which he said so that people can concentrate, what's the disconnection here?
Yeah, it's clear. The President initiated, had that idea, and he still stands by it.
Okay.
So the difference, let me tell you, is that, the amendment should not be in such a way that you target at a group of people, for example. The amendment or the committee's recommendation, although it's just an initiation, they have just initiated the processes, is that those incumbent governors and the President who are supposed to enjoy second term will not participate, if I got them right. What we are saying is that laws are not amended to target particular group of people. It could have been okay to me if, for example, all those first-time governors are allowed to participate. Then after 2019, anybody coming in now will know that he is going to be elected under the amended constitution. But as is today, it appears that it will be, the governors, first-time governors or the president will be shortchanged. Their right to be re-elected or to contest under the 1999 constitution as amended has been abridged if this amendment goes through. What we are saying, or what I am saying, is that the National Assembly has the unfettered right to initiate amendment of the Constitution. And apart from the National Assembly, the process has to go through the 36 states of the Federation until we get 2/3 of the states of the Federation. My quarrel with this proposed amendment is that those governors that are running for their first term, by 2015 they would have run their first term, which is 4 years. Is it proper? Is the amendment proper to shortchange them when they were elected under a constitution that allows them second term? That is the crux of the matter.
So let me get this, let's get this very clearly. Your concern is more for the governors, because if I do remember very clearly, I remember that when the President mooted the idea, when he brought up the idea and a host of people accused him of wanting to elongate his tenure, one of the things that his spokesperson then, Ruben Abati, wrote was that the President had no intention of benefiting from the single year, 6 year or 7 year, I think it was 7 years that the President had proposed it then, had no intention of benefiting from it if ever at all it came to light.
It is because the amendment is expected to take off after the governors and the President ought to have finished their second term. And anybody coming in to be elected under the new amendment knows that he's going to spend 6 years or 7 years, as the case may be. But as it is now, this amendment or this recommendation so far made, the recommendation, everybody knows it's not yet the law, it's not yet part of the Constitution, it's just a recommendation, is that those that were elected under the 99 Constitution as amended know that they are serving their first term and they are entitled to serve another 4 years under the amended Constitution. Why now, in the middle of the game, would you say that this group of people are targeted not to participate? That is my quarrel with the amendment. But if the amendment is to take effect in 2019, when this crop of governors and the president, if he so chooses to contest, ought to have finished their final term, then anybody to be elected under the amended constitution that gives single-year term of 6 years or 7 years, it's okay.
Mr. Gulak, I'm sure that your presumptions, or you're making these assumptions under the assumptions again that some people will be returned. I mean, the first-term governors who are going now, when they recontest, will be elected a second time. How about if they do not win and maybe they have other fresh new timers? Are we saying that when we get to 2019, those people will say, well, we came in under the 1999 Constitution, will it not be fair or will it not be unfair that we can't benefit
against any governor or any president?
Don't you see it's going to be going on in an endless circle if some people are not prepared to make the sacrifice?
Agreed that the present set of governors that are serving out their first term know, and everybody knows, that they were elected under a constitution that allows them first and second term. Now, if this proposed amendment goes through, it means you are shortchanging them. What we are saying, after they have exercised their right, whether to contest, and after 2019, all sets of governors of the president, if they choose to recontest, ought to have served their second and final term. Whoever is going to be elected in 2015 knows that he is now going to be bound by the new amendment.
Okay, Mr. Gulak, I mean, one wonders, because, I mean, you're a special advisor to the president on political matters. You always say, I mean, the PDP also says that the PDP is a big and happy family, one big family. And you have the majority in the National Assembly. Why does it look as if they seem to be targeting themselves? Because if they have talked about this at the party level, it should have been a concluded case. And here we are, still talking about it, and you still have the majority in the National Assembly. Why is this?
Well, I still maintain that the PDP, especially the new improved PDP, I believe, and I trust it's a big united family. Okay. But the issue in the National Assembly is different, because a few can initiate a process and you cannot shoot it down, like they have initiated this process. But this process we are just starting the process. It is just a committee at the committee level. It will go to plenary. After plenary, if it so succeeds, it will go around the 36 states of the Federation. And we ought to get 2/3 of majority of all the states, and it comes back to the National Assembly. The process is a long process. And I believe along the line, the party politics will come to play. And until we reach the bridge, let's wait and see.
Well, if you look very carefully, it looks like we're getting close to the bridge. You had a family dinner, they call it the PDP family dinner, and at that particular function, we had something that may just be what the new improved PDP will be heading out for, talking about automatic ticket for Mr. President, as well as other performing governors. What do you think as a political advisor to the president?
Let me answer that question, because one of our stakeholders, one of our leaders was just saying that his opinion. That was his opinion. It is not the position of the party. And everybody is entitled to his opinion. It happens all over the world. In America, Obama did not stand to contest the primary election when he was running for the second term within his party. If we are to copy, or if we follow the American system, it therefore means an incumbent president or incumbent governor is supposed to be given a first option of refusal. But here are we in Nigeria, even 2011, Mr. President was subjected to primary election in this country. He was an incumbent president, we know. And we are saying at this stage that, well, anybody can proffer a solution or everybody can make a proposal. This is an opinion. But this is not the position of the party as an institution as of now. We are always ready, Mr. President, if he so decides to contest, he is not afraid of primary.
You know, some people's opinions are actually superior to some other party members. But what's your own opinion on this?
My own opinion?
Yes.
Yeah, my own opinion, you know, is that this is a party that is run in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. What does the Constitution say? The Constitution provides for primary elections. It has not yet been amended. And if somebody is give you an opinion, that opinion cannot come to fruition until the Constitution is amended. That is it. As it is today, the PDP Constitution stipulates primary election for governors, for presidents, and every other person. The issue of automatic ticket is not enshrined in the PDP Constitution. And if a proposal is being made, it definitely means that it has to be subjected to the convention, which requires amendment of the Constitution. But as it is today, I am telling Nigerians that that is not the position of the party as a political party. It is also not the position of Mr. President as the leader of the party. Mr. President, we know, was subjected to party primaries in 2011. He was a sitting president.
So
and we went through those primaries and the president won.
Mr. Gulak, let's quickly talk about another aspect.
Should President decide to contest in 2015, I don't believe the issue of primaries will be a problem.
Now let's quickly touch on this other one, state creation, and well, as a political scientist as well, what's your take on this? Is it necessary?
Sincerely speaking, I have the opinion that we don't need more states at this stage. Even the existing states, you know, some of the states are, you know, if we just remove this oil revenue that every state comes every month to collect from the federation account, how many states can stand on its own? How many states are viable? I believe with 36 states, we are okay for now. Let us diversify the economy. Let the states move and diversify the economy. Let us move from oil revenue. Let us move to agriculture. Let us move to commerce, where the states in the near future can stand and, you know, run the state affairs even without looking at the direction of the federation, you know, allocation.
Mr. Gulak, in conclusion, I mean, some of those who muted and perhaps supported that idea of state creation are looking at it from a perspective of equality in terms of numbers, because politics, they say, it's a game of numbers. So should we, since we shouldn't be thinking about creating more, you think, should you think about merging some others so that some regions are not seen to have more states than the others, therefore translating to political advantage?
Well, I agree with you and with those that have that perception, but the states were created under the military regime where they sat down and decided which region or which state gets splitted. But be that as it may, under the democratic dispensation, you know, a lot of interest comes to play. For example, in the Southeast, we agree that Southeast has only 5 states. And there may be political convenience to add another state. But if it comes, some other interest comes to play. Some other regions too will clamor for more states, like in Katsina, there are those, you know, agitating for Karadua state. Like in Northeast, there are other states claiming for Sardauna state or Amana state. You know, when it comes to the issue proper, you cannot prevent some interest coming in to weigh heavily on the process, and which may not, at the end of the day, succeed.
All right, then we'll have to let it go. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. Mr. Ahmed Gulak is the Special Advisor to the President on Political Matters.